Welcome back to One Pot Dish. Today we're going to be making a shepherd's or a cottage pie. Now often these pies are made with mince, but we're going to be using steak, because who doesn't like a steak pie? It just gives the whole dish just that little bit more oomph. First start by preparing all of your vegetables. While we're doing our vegetables, we're also going to prepare the potatoes, and we're going to cut them in half and then put them in water so that they don't go brown. And we'll do this before we start on the meat. Next, take your meat. We've got a nice blade roast here, which we're going to cut into big chunks. So first of all, slice it into about 1 inch thick, and then again dice those again and put those into a container ready for the next step. Turn your Instant Pot on to saute hot. We're just putting a little sprig of thyme and a couple of bay leaves there that we'll use in the cooking later, and that's some brown sugar in case we want to adjust the flavour later on. Put some oil in, a couple of tablespoons, add in the onions and give it a stir. The next step is we're going to add in the meat and stir those in with the onions. And then we'll follow that by putting in the rest of the vegetables, stirring as we go, bringing them all together in a nice mix. Okay, we've got all of that together. The next step is to add our tomato paste, our Lee & Perrin sauce, and also our beef stock. We'll then be adding some seasoning, salt, pepper and paprika, and giving it all of the nice stir so it comes together before we put the pressure cooker lid on, and we're going to cook it for 30 minutes with then 10 minutes natural release. This is what it looks like after we have cooked it. We've tested it for tenderness. The steak was yummy. So we're tipping it out into a bowl, and then we're going to clean the Instant Pot bowl ready for moving on to the potatoes. Put 1 to 2 cups of water and then the trivet, and place the diced potatoes onto the trivet and cook for 8 minutes at high pressure with quick release. After that, take out the potatoes. We're also going to clean the Instant Pot bowl because we're going to use that to mash the potatoes in. The next step is to mash the potatoes. We've got this potato crusher, which is new to us. We just got it the other day, so we're giving that a try. But any method to mash the potatoes will be fine. Now, once you've got the potatoes all nicely crushed and mashed, the next step is to add some butter, and we're also going to add some of the cream and give it a good mix around. Don't put all of the cream in because you want to control the consistency of the potatoes. Also add a little bit of seasoning, and don't forget to taste, and continue mixing. Now you're ready to start building the shepherd's pie. Put the steak into a ramekin if that's what you're using. We're also doing an oven tray. Make sure you don't put too much of the liquid in because you don't want the final product to be too runny. If you find that the potato, like it did for us, has firmed up a little bit, just add a little bit more cream to make it more smooth and runny. Now you've got the potato nice and smooth again, we're going to use a piping bag to put the potato on top of the meat. However, you can equally use a spatula and just put it on gently. We like to use a piping bag because it makes the dish look just that little bit nicer. And as you know, people eat with their eyes first. So the nicer you can make the dish, the better. As you're putting on the potato, either with a piping bag or using a spatula, try to cover all of the meat. And again, looking at this dish, you can see the nice big chunks of steak. That's going to make a really, really nice shepherd's pie. So that's where we like using the steak rather than the mince. The final step before you put it into the oven, after you've finished covering the top with the potato, is to take some of your cheese that you grated earlier and spread it liberally over the top of the dish. Now that you've got your shepherd's pie covered with cheese, pop it in a hot oven, approximately 300 to 340 degrees F or 160 degrees centigrade for about 5 minutes. Do keep an eye on it so the cheese doesn't burn. You just want it bubbling and brown. This dish is fine to eat alone. However, we're making a little side salad using fennel, apple and orange, just to dress the dish up and make it look a little bit nice. Okay, it's about 6 o'clock. We're ready to start eating. The pies are coming out of the oven, and you can see this is roughly the consistency and color you want on the cheese. Little bits of brown, and boy does it look yummy. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.